Hi everyone, welcome back to Java 1 for All. In this video we are going to talk about the NavigableSet and the implementation TreeSet. So let's create a new test class. Let's call NavigableSet test01 PSVM. And what is NavigableSet? So NavigableSet is a set, but is a sorted set. Sorted set is a set, hence the NavigableSet is also a set. Now, what do you need to know about the NavigableSet? You need to know that it will keep the order of the elements every time you are inserting. But there is a tricky. You have to have your classes implementing comparable. For example, smartphone is a class we created when we started the collections. There is no comparable. That is only the constructor, and we have equals and hash code and regular tree string and getters and setters. Now, if you try, for example, create here a TreeSet, IntelliJ is going to give you a warning. Basically, they are saying, well, you cannot, you should not basically create this sorted collection with elements that cannot be compared. Even if you try to execute now, it will basically work. But if you try to add, you are going to receive a nice class cast exception because smartphone is not a comparable. Now, how can we solve this? For example, if we don't have access and we cannot make a smartphone a comparable, you can create here, for example, smartphone name comparator extends comparator, and we tell here smartphone. Provide implementation for the compare, and actually here is implement, and here you can compare o1.getName compare to o2 getName, and now your code will work perfectly fine. Actually, if you do the correct thing, it will. Just pass the object here, and now it will work. You can also print the entire set. Ctrl+Shift+F10. Okay, so now we know that if we don't have comparable, we can create a custom comparator. But what else can the TreeSet do for us? That is one thing the sorted set will do, is every time you are inserting, the sorted set will always compare the data that you already have inside the collection, and it will sort the elements accordingly. For example, let's go to set test. I will just copy these values, and here I will create another NavigableSet for manga. Mangas. Okay, so I will just print one of them, mangas. Iterate. Ctrl+Shift+F10, and you have everything sorted by price. So for example, if you add another one, let's say here 10, and this is slime, and the price 0.199. Ctrl+Shift+F10, and you will see that now it's the first element because our manga has comparable, and comparable has the compare to with price. But that is something that you have to be very, very careful. The TreeSet is a set, so it does not allow duplicated elements, but the problem is with this line right here. So performs the comparisons using the compare to. So why is this important? Because look at this. Same element, it did not insert, but let me change the price a little bit. And now we have duplicated elements. So be careful, because the tree set, it uses the compare to make sure that two elements is the same. So it says here in the documentation that they have to make sure that it's consistent with equals. So in this case, our option would be to either change the, for example, the value that we are comparing, or we create a custom comparator. So be very careful with that. In our case, if we go back here to manga and we change here, for example, to, I will just comment this so you can remember all of them, and I will go back to, for example, title. Now we have here two titles, two different prices, Control Shift F10. And as you can see, we only have one slime. So S, that's why the order is different, because we are not organizing by price, but we are organizing by sorting by name. But if you change the ID, it also does not insert. So you have to be very careful, because it can be quite tricky if you are not aware of how the compare to and the equals are they were written. So this is everything for now. Let's continue in the next video. Bye.